Drew, you killed this shit.
What it do, world? It's your boy Hollywood Mike T, aka Multi-Man T, and this is another episode of In the Four Corners of Wrestling. Foes up, quads down. Hey man, we missing a man today. King Mel, he was that's what he told us. We don't know. He told the rest of the world that too. He was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. So I'm guessing that's why he's not here. He was supposed to be in the Rumble. Um, I guess he thought it was going to be a 40-man Rumble like last time. Because I know if Finn Balor wasn't going to be in it, ain't no way King Mel about to be in that drink. They couldn't. But then again, we haven't gotten to that part yet. Jay Will from the Black Corner, how you doing today, man?
What's good, Mike? It's good to see you.
Good
We
to see
here?
you as well. Oh, I know why you're smiling. So, because you definitely didn't listen, but King Mel definitely said something in the chat. I know you didn't go back and listen. So, here to everyone out there that listens to our show, to the thousands at home watching, to the millions across the world listening, I like to say I apologize to Jay Will. Now, I'm not going to give a halfway apology because I was about to, but I'm not going to. Because technically, we both were right, but I'm a man of my word. Jay Will, I apologize. I did intro you last week. I want to say I'm not gonna do 5 minutes because I can't think of 5 minutes of material to say. But I want to apologize to you, the greatest ever. You're the greatest to ever do it. You're the greatest podcaster ever. Um, you're the greatest wrestling analyst ever.
I can't see.
I mean, you're the greatest in the IWC. You're the greatest AEW commentator. You're the greatest TNA analyst. You're the greatest WWE contributor. You're you're the greatest. You're one of the greatest people ever to walk the earth. And I apologize to you because last week I was wrong. So therefore, if you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the last episode, check out what we were talking about, and check out what we were saying and why am I apologizing to Jay Will. Um, yeah, I'm apologizing to Jay Will. I was wrong. I was wrong, people. I was wrong. But today we got a good show for you. We are covering everything the Royal Rumble. I took the liberty out, and I could have did this later on, but being the host that I am and being the guy that I am, I wanted to make sure that I had everything accurate for you guys. So I took a list of every entrant when they came into the match, at what number they came into the match. And we're going to start, you know what? You know where we're going to start? We're going to start with Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Actually, when I go back, I said in the group chat, and I said on my TikTok, if you see my TikTok on my Instagram, I said I was 1 for 4. But actually, I was 2 for 2 because I did not pick Sami Zayn to win. And I don't think anybody on this show picked Sami Zayn to win. Um, I don't think Sammy himself picked himself to win. Um, I just don't. Hey, I think this match. How can I say this? I thought they did Sammy dirty, and the reason I say that is because they made that man get whooped in front of his people. He got whooped pretty bad in front of his people too, and he gave them hope yesterday coming on SmackDown, speaking in their language, and I don't know. I have no clue why, but they made Sammy look bad. Like Sammy better go back to the bottom of the list after this loss. Like I don't want to hear Sami Zayn no more. Like for a while. He need to go to the bottom of the list. Um, what are your thoughts on this match, man? Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn.
Just to confirm what you're saying, I did not ever think that Sami Zayn was going to win this match. Um, yeah, he was speaking to the people. He was speaking Arabic. He spoke all that good stuff in that language. That didn't mean that he was going to win that match. We've seen it before where he's been up for that exact same title against Roman. And did you think Sammy was going to beat Roman at that time either? Logically.
But it wasn't it wasn't in Saudi Arabia.
Nah, I didn't think it was going to be that way either way. I don't think he's big dog enough for that. Just keeping it a buck. But I mean, he didn't get mauled. It wasn't like a it
Shit.
was it wasn't it wasn't a Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar.
I mean, but that was 5 seconds.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
this was
I
worse. He
wasn't
beat him
expecting.
up
I
pretty
don't
much the
expect
whole
a
match.
big title like that for him anyway.
I can't. I disagree. I think Sammy has one before he retires. I think he gets the belt one time. I just didn't think it was gonna be today.
Okay. So, question with that: how long would you think he would hold that title
I
for?
don't know, but I know he's gonna get at least he has to get at least one time.
At least
Everybody
one.
had it.
Okay, I can respect that.
Everyone's had the belt. So
Well, Scott Hall never got one,
yeah, okay. So what that
but
mean?
it just goes to show like you don't need it to be that good, like be
That's not
appreciated,
true.
huh?
That's not true. I don't. What you're saying is not true. You can say
I
Scott
disagree.
Hall and Sami Zayn. If I'm not mistaken, Scott Hall only fought for it twice.
He should have had a run at one point.
When?
Mm,
See, I don't like when y'all people that don't watch wrestling be saying stuff that didn't watch it back then, because you was like 6 years old. So I hate when y'all say stuff like because at what point in time was he supposed to hold it?
okay, Grandpa.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just like the argument with Triple H this week. Everybody was talking about Triple H wasn't a big part of the Attitude Era, and it's like,
Oh,
all right.
don't get me started on that conversation.
Some people just when y'all didn't watch it, y'all just go on Google and y'all analyze it, and it's like, when at what point in time should Scott Hall have been the champion in WWE or WCW?
Maybe he could have gone again. Maybe we could have had him versus Diesel instead of having again instead of what's his name Sid Vicious.
Diesel didn't lose to Sid Vicious.
But didn't Diesel have a match against Sid Vicious?
Yeah, but I don't believe it was for the title.
Okay, we can double check that. By the way, we're moving on. We can go back to Royal Rumble. My
No,
bad.
no, no, no. Go ahead. We got time. That's us too.
Uh, uh, I could have sworn he had a match with Vicious for a title.
And see again, it goes back to what people be saying. I just said you don't know what y'all be talking about when y'all talking about back then. Y'all act like Sid Vicious. Yeah, maybe now is not a big name, but back then Sid Vicious wasn't a bum like y'all try to make it seem like now.
I don't think he was ever a bum. I actually liked him during the time when I actually actively watched wrestling. Back back when WCW was the Monday Night Wars and stuff. I actually
And
watched him then.
and again, it goes back to the story. Again, people didn't watch, so they just throw names out there. You got to remember what that storyline was. Do you?
No.
Okay, then. One was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. One was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. One wasn't Shawn Michaels' bodyguard no more. He wasn't cool with Shawn Michaels no more. And the other one was.
Okay. Fair.
So again, for people that say Scott Hall was just lumped in a generation. He was great, but he was just lumped in a generation where, I mean, you could say back then a lot of people had the belt. A lot of people held the belt at some point in time back then. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see it that Sammy's not gonna get one run. I think Sammy has gotten And I'm not saying Sammy is a better wrestler than Scott Hall. I'm not saying that. But I think Sammy has gotten to the point where he's been so close so many times that it's undeniable that you have to give him a run. There never was a time when Scott Hall was in the world title picture where you was like, oh my God, he almost got it. He wasn't that type of character.
Would you see him in a match with KO for a title for that title? Then would that be the best person for him?
No, because I don't see KO getting the belt no time soon or getting it again anytime soon. I don't. He already had his. KO has already stamped himself as a Hall of Famer. Even if he don't wrestle again, he's already in. He's done a lot of stuff in the WWE and NXT, and even before he got there. But we're talking about WWE Hall of Fame. He's done enough in the WWE. Both of them have. Sammy and Kevin both have.
Yeah,
Um, I see him to maybe if Sammy gets it, maybe one of his defenses being Kevin,
yeah,
but I don't see him getting it from Kevin. Um, but I do see Sammy getting it at some point. Like once Kofi's had it, bro. Kofi's had it. Um, Jay Uso's had it.
yeah.
At some point, come on now, Sami Zayn. You know, I think Sami Zayn has had Kofi Mania and Jay Uso level hype to get it. People have been like, "Oh my God, if this is the chance for him to get it," and then every time they get let down. So
You know what? In hindsight, though, probably against Roman might have actually been a good time because how like he was with them. Now I'm thinking about it though because the crowd really backed him. Like they
then how does
really
Cody
backed him.
win? It doesn't make any sense for Cody to win.
Yeah, true.
See, you want the fans that just want to give it to somebody for 3 days and then be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get it back from Roman," and then Roman, that's why
Hey
you don't
man,
have a run of
at
wrestling
least he
promotion.
at
You
least he
don't
get a
think big
chance to
up.
touch the title. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, not during that point of time. No, not during that point of time. Um, we're gonna bring something back that we haven't brought back. We're gonna try to bring back for pay-per-views. What would you rate that match, Sami Zayn versus versus Drew McIntyre?
mm, let's see.
Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. That's average. Okay. I'm gonna say probably a B minus, and I say that because I think the match was kind of quick.
Yeah,
I think it was kind of quick. If I'm not mistaken, I might have to go back and look and see how long it was, but it wasn't too much of it wasn't that long of a match. I think they could have, um, especially how fast these rumbles were going. I think they could have gave them a few more minutes, maybe
that
10.
women's rumble. Woo.
Yeah. So, um, but I think that if it would have been a solid B to me if it would have been longer. If you would have let Sammy play the comeback role a little bit more and fed into that, and then just Drew just taking it away from him, that would have been better to me
Yeah.
personally. Um, but gotta say thank you and congratulations to this guy. Although he lost, you still say congratulations on having a great career. AJ Styles, man. AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre. Um, Not Drew McIntyre, I'm sorry. And Gunther. I'm sorry. For those that's listening, I'm tripping. We're recording this not too long after the day after, so you know, I don't know. Anywho, Gunther versus AJ Styles. Whew. Oh, man. I picked the AJ to win. I didn't see them beating them overseas, having them lose and retire overseas.
Hmm.
I guess nowadays it doesn't matter where you at. But I didn't see it happening. Um, but that boy Gunther, the way they built him, see, that's another thing. I guess this is gonna be my night of rants. This is not directed at Jay Will or anybody on this show, but to the people out there that say WWE don't make stars, what they are making Gunther, I don't know what y'all watching. Um, he has now retired Goldberg, John Cena, uh, AJ Styles. I heard a rumor that he's going to go after LeBron. He's retiring everybody, bro. Um, if you at the end, if you close to the end, don't worry. He'll push you off the ledge. Do not worry. He don't care. He will push you right over that ledge. He's not tripping. Um,
Yo.
he don't care. Um, let me ask you this question, Jay. Well, let me get your opinion on this match.
Okay. I thought you were going to ask a question
I'm gonna
specifically.
ask after you.
Okay, so I absolutely truly enjoyed that match. I think that there was clearly AJ Styles cut his arm on the table during the match, so that kind of impeded probably some of the things that they had planned for the match or some things that they could have done or wanted to do. But I think overall the match was fantastic. Um, it was a great go out for AJ Styles. I do think that, of course, certain fans might have wanted to see someone else, but for where Gunther is right now, as far as a character, as a person in wrestling, it's good to see that moniker of the career ender working for him, like truly working for him, because they amped it up. The man has what to say? He's only suffered 6 losses since he came to the main roster of WWE. Like, and I mean, losing to Jey Uso is what was a questionable one. But if you want to talk about how like popular Jey Uso was, I mean, I get it. But like AJ Styles definitely went out with style. Like he didn't tap. He never quit. He had to like pass out for him to lose that match. And the man had like he left it all there. He left it all there in that ring. It's so cliche to say it. He left it all in the ring to the point that he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to leave it." He left his glove. He kept his gloves on. He kept his boots on, and he walked out of that arena still as the phenomenal one, and that was like I was not expecting that. I was actually expecting him to either leave his boots or his gloves in the ring, but he took the gloves off, looked at him, put them back on. Nah, forget that. Bam, phenomenal one in everybody's face in the crowd. Gave everybody that perfect photo moment. It was fantastic. I didn't like the Cena match. I teared up watching that one, but this one I was just like, yo, this would take me there if I had followed AJ as long as I followed Cena.
Got you. Um, so I got two questions
Yep.
because now you just alluded to something that I didn't say in my soliloquy. The first question is with him putting back on his gloves. Do you think that that's the end of AJ Styles wrestling, or just the end of AJ Styles wrestling in WWE?
I don't think it's an end to anything. I think that he's personally kept the gloves on as a metaphor for, you know what? I may show up every once in a while. Like he may show up to a rumble. He may show up to just a random event like say like Stone Cold showed up at a Mania. Like we could see him show up at any moment. I don't think that he's done officially like completely retiring, but yeah, that's how I feel. Like I just not him leaving it all in the ring, literally his equipment in the ring. I think that he's not officially done yet.
Got you. Um, the second question is, do you think this match was better than the Gunther Cena? Good question, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think that I think okay. If I it's kind of hard because that him getting hurt from the table kind of like makes me wonder what else they had in mind in the match. because it at the very like you can tell that with Cena in the end, the match ended the way he wanted it to end. I don't think that AJ Styles is mad or disappointed with how his match ended, but me personally, okay, if I'm honestly thinking about it, which one I enjoyed more? I definitely enjoyed the Cena match more, but the AJ Styles match, it's like if I would, okay, let me backtrack. If I was to say that I was going to give a rating for the match for the Cena and Gunther match, I would have gave it I honestly would have gave it a A, and now I'll let that wait for you to hear my grade for the AJ Styles and Gunther match tonight.
Okay, so what's your
I would honestly give it a B plus because I would want to see what else they could have had in mind if he did not cut his arm during that match on the table.
you said so you give it a what?
I would give it a B plus.
Okay. I'm gonna give it that right. I'm gonna give it around um that same rating too because I think that I don't know if that had anything to do with it, so that's not why I'm giving it a B plus. I don't think him cutting his arm probably really had anything to do with it. It looked like they messed with the match. I'm gonna give it a B plus because I just didn't. I just think that match should have been in Georgia somewhere. If it's really gonna be his last match, it should have been in Georgia.
Yeah, I can see, I can also see that too. Because you know the funny thing is you're talking about you know you mentioned it, alluded to it a little bit. I'm like, were you? I was like, so were you looking at dates and how far ahead? Like, when's the next Georgia event for him? Because that would have been a great time. But it would have sucked if it was like, oh yeah, they're only doing a freaking house show in Georgia. So it was like, you really want to have that man retire on a house show? Or would they have done a SmackDown or a Raw for it?
Not necessarily a house show, but whatever they did at the Georgia event. You know what I'm saying? They could have did a Monday Night Raw. It could have been whatever, but
Yeah.
you know.
To also to a fair point for you, since we talk about location, it's not specifically location, but it's more like the specific event. I think going back to Gunther and Cena, I think I actually would have preferred him lose it on a PLE instead of Saturday Night Main Event. I think he would have deserved a bigger event than Saturday Night's Main Event.
I think he wanted that though. I think that's a little different. I think that's what he wanted to do so he can showcase the youngins. Um,
Okay,
yeah,
I can see that too.
I think that was his idea. Um, I get what you're saying though. That could have been you know you know it is what it is.
Well, the hard part about that is for someone with his career, someone would think a Mania, but then if you do that, his retirement match at a Mania, that upstage is kind of like the entire, like the titles that's going to have title matches that would happen that those 2 nights and stuff. Like, I can see how that could be a big deal. That could be a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. AJ Styles is gone. Looking at my notes, I'm trying to think. Did I say anything else about this match? No. Um, Gunther is. Uh,
I got a question for you.
yes,
Who do you think is the next person? Who the next person's career he's going to end?
Brock.
I'm not mad at that either.
Brock. The way that they're positioning him, and it'll probably be SummerSlam. So,
Hmm. On
um,
night 2, because this year's the year that they're doing 2 nights, ain't they?
yeah. Well, they did 2 nights last year, I believe, too. It
Good.
was a 2 night one for one of them.
That
You
would be a good that absolutely would be a good person, especially somebody that goes as hard as Cena does. I mean, not Cena, that goes as hard as Gunther does. Yeah.
know, yeah. All right, so let's get to the women's rumble. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were the first two. And I ain't gonna lie, when Charlotte came out, I figured Alexa was gonna be two. I figured they was gonna give us a little moment, and they had a little fake moment when they was about to
Yep.
and then they became besties again, and it was pretty cool. Kiana James, Nia Jax, Ivy Now, Lola Vice, Candice LeRae were the next, uh, and then it got kicking. That girl, Jordan Grace, came in. Um, that was pretty dope. I like Jordan what they're doing with Jordan. Then Becky Lynch came in, and her and Charlotte were fighting. Sol Ruka. Let me just say, if you don't know about her, ooh wee. Maxine Dupree, Roxanne Perez, Maxine Dupree. Then Natty, not Natalia, but her alter ego.
Yep.
Liv Morgan, Lash Legend, who had a hell of a showing.
Man.
Zelina Vega, Raquel Rodriguez got screwed over by her teammate.
Yep.
We'll talk about that a little later. Chelsea Green, Julia, Io Sky, Oscar. That was a good little.
Y'all, absolutely. 100%.
Rhea Ripley got Pyro.
I,
Bailey, Jason Jane, Nikki Bella, Lila Valkyria, Kalani Jordan, Kyrie Sane, Rebound. If y'all genuinely know me, y'all know I love that thing. And the 30th person, Tiffany Stratton. Floor is yours.
um, First of all, got to give a round of applause to Lash Legend because she was taking him out of there. She did her thing in that match, and that's her. That's her. Is that her first Rumble?
Oh, no,
Lash
no.
Legend, that was her second.
It was in there last year.
Okay, did her thing in that match. That first, Mike, Mel, we talked about it in our chat. That women's rumble was zooming, like they were zooming on a Yamaha. It was moving kind of quick. I think I was more against going against what you're saying. I was more annoyed about Charlotte and Alexa Bliss in the beginning of the match. But I mean, if you're going to, if those two were starting off at 1 and 2, I kind of get it because if they were going to go after one another, they would have been, I mean, I don't know. It's like the frenemies sort of thing with the two of them, and that's what it kind of annoys me about them a little bit. But also, I'm a little biased towards Charlotte. Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Overall, the women's rumble was fantastic. The person that I was expecting to come back to win didn't even show up in the building, as far as I know, and that was Bianca Belair. I was expecting her to come off of it, like be ready for action again, but she didn't even show up. Then eventually, I kept looking, and I'm like, oh, Tiffany Stratton's in the match. And then at one point, it was like, okay, I think Lash Legend's going to be my person. But then it was like, I Tiffany Stratton is in this match. Tiffany Stratton deserves a chance to get her title back. At the end, it ended up being someone I did not expect to win. I'm a little disappointed, but I mean, I guess that's life. It ain't. You go ahead, Alex. Excuse me, Liv Morgan. You have your moment. Go ahead. Go ahead and have your moment.
Cool beans. I think Liv should have won. Bianca's not there. That's who my pick was. She must be really hurt or something's going on. I don't know. Maybe they're just holding her back for the perfect moment. Who knows? But that was my pick. I think Liv was a dope pick, though. I think Liv was a dope pick. Like, mm,
Who do you see her going after?
um, damn.
Because you got Jade
I
currently.
don't see her going after Jade.
Because she's yeah, I say Jade's a villain right now. In that space, that doesn't work unless
I don't see Jade. I don't see her going after Jade. I don't.
no.
I do see her going after Stephanie, and maybe Stephanie might not even be the champion. Raquel might be the champion, and she had to beat Raquel. Who knows? Um, but I don't
Oh,
see her going
but
after
about to
Jade.
say, yeah, after the interaction that they had in the ring, you absolutely could see that. So, but that would mean a character change for one of them, which more than likely would be Raquel Rodriguez. She's more likely to turn from a villain to a hero, like in that instance. Like that makes way more sense than Liv Morgan turning into a hero.
Good point. Good point. Very good point. That's a very good point. Um, hmm. Trying to think. I'll do something else about this match. Oh, I said Rhea got some pyro.
Which was crazy to me. I don't think maybe I haven't been watching long enough or my memory is just that shot. I don't ever really recall wrestlers getting pyro.
Not some do. Some have. Cody got it last year. Um,
Mm.
yes.
Okay, that makes sense for Cody for last year, considering what he ended up winning.
I know it. I know some people. It's very. You're right. It's rare, but there are people that have gotten pyro for the Rumble.
The funny thing is the my thought process because I was talking to my wife about it because she watched the men's rumble with me.
Brock,
Yeah, like you expect certain people who are like the marquee names to get it, but then like it's Rumble. So I was just like, oh, WWE got that Saudi money. They got some real money from this event
I
specifically.
think. I think Roman. I think Roman got it last year too. I think Roman got it last year too.
I think
So
I'm gonna go back and watch that Rumble.
I think that Roman got it last year too. I'm not sure. There was a couple of people that's gotten promo in the Rumble, but not like a lot of people. But like they got to be a huge name. So
I mean, Rhea is a huge name though. Like she's one of the most important women currently on the women's roster.
yeah,
So it makes sense as to
but I
why
think she
her.
was the only one that got it in the Women's Rumble though.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you think
Matter of
about it,
fact,
like
she might be the only one with it.
yeah,
Charlotte got it. Charlotte got pyro.
but she went first though. That feels a little. That feels like it makes more sense
Yeah,
because it's the
but
first one.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at the names. Out of all the women that are there, the only woman that does have the only two that do have pyro is Charlotte and Rhea.
I'm
Nah,
just,
I, they
I'm just
really love
also
Rhea. I just say that's all I can say. They really love Rhea.
they do, but I'm also just glad to say that Charlotte didn't win. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. Um. So moving on to the men. Oh, what do you rate this Rumble, the Women's Rumble?
Um, honestly, a C plus. It was quick. It was very fast.
I think
I
so
do
too.
just I tip the favor of it being a C from a C to a C plus because the way they highlighted Lash Legend in that match. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit later, but like we saw a lot of AAA people in the men's, but we didn't see any in the women's, which
We
was
saw
kind of
one of the AAA champions though.
huh?
We saw one of the AAA champions though.
Yeah, but we saw way more specific wrestlers from AAA in the men's than the women's.
True. True. That is true. But we did see a lot of Hispanic women.
We did, we did,
We did see a
we
lot
did
of
see a lot of Hispanic women. I
yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong. I think if I wanted to talk about surprises in that, seeing Brie Bella come out was a huge surprise. And when I talked to my wife about it,
I hated it, but I just like the that's it. I know once she gets in the ring, they cut that joint off. I'm like, oh man, I'm disgusted.
it was funny though because I was talking to my wife and I was like, when they're like because my wife doesn't really watch wrestling, but I'm like, they're chanting yes with her during the match. Like I'm like, oh yeah, this is one of them joints.
It was a moment, but
Yeah,
if
it was definitely a moment.
Brie Bella was supposed to be the surprise, then because nothing else was surprising to me,
No, not yeah.
not in the women's.
No, absolutely not.
So you said you give, would you rate it?
A C plus.
A C plus. Okay, I'm gonna go with probably just a regular C. And the reason being is I needed more. But then again, at this point with the women, what surprises are they really supposed to give? As far as you know, wrestlers, because when the men sometimes we want to see the old, back in the day they used to have some like the older wrestlers come and
Mm-hmm.
being in, make it fun like Santino or something like that. The women
Mm-hmm.
don't have enough of them. Well, they kind of do, but they kind of don't. They don't wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Or they not.
Yeah.
We don't know what they've been doing. So like Michelle McCool, we've already seen it, so we don't really need to see it again.
We also didn't want to see that the first time.
Nah, I liked her music. You're not enough for me.
Yeah.
That's one of my joints too. That's one of my joints too. That joint made me go.
You
That
know
joint
what?
funky, dog. That joint is funky, dog.
Because
And the whole time,
last year she came out. What was it? Last year she came out because she was in the crowd with her daughter.
I think it was last year. I think it was last year. Her music is funky, bro. Like that's one of my favorite joints, bro. Like her, Bree Mode, them two right there. When I hear them, when I first hear them, I get so hyped. Until the music goes off, I'm like, why are they here?
I have a question.
Sure.
What? And I'm gonna ask the same exact question later on. What women's wrestler would you not want to see come back for a Rumble?
I can't, I don't know.
I'm going to say Lita. I don't want to see Lita or Trish Stratus ever again.
Oh, you mean, well, I mean, uh, uh, I don't know. I can't say that I don't want to see. I, I do want to see some of these youngins with some of the, like Alita and Trish. I want to see Trish,
For them to boost them a little bit.
yeah, to help them, boost them a little bit, or just to get that rub off from, from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see it for that purpose.
But I can't say there's a woman I don't want to see. Because I can't, and I know you said you're going to ask me later, but I can't see a man I don't want to see.
I don't see Michael Cole getting that ring anymore.
Speaking of which, we're talking about the men. We get into the men's Royal Rumble. And Obi Femi.
Oh man.
We're going to get to talking about him a lot on this show, a lot more. Not today, but just period. Because he has a future. Braun Breaker was number two. Braun Breaker was not number two for long. Whoever this masked man was, and I'm gonna throw something out there. I've seen other people say it, but the first person I thought of was not Seth Rollins. People, first person I thought of, Adam Pearce.
Ooh, that would be such a swerve.
You see, there's a lot of people out there that have no clue that Adam Pearce is really a wrestler. So I'm just throwing it out there. That guy
Oh,
looked too big to beat Seth Rollins, as far as bulky big. But
he was height. Yeah, height wise, he was a lot taller than Seth Rollins was.
the next person was Solo, and then it was Rey Mysterio. Now, here's someone that I think I'm getting tired of seeing in the Royal Rumble because I know he ain't gonna win, and I get tired of them talking about when he won. Then you have Rusev. I forgot Rusev was still in WWE.
Same.
I ain't gonna hold you. Then you have Matt Cardona, which Damon Priest, and it's time to get bouncy. My main man, Javon Evans,
Young OG.
the young OG. But then you had Mr. Iguana. I get it. They always have these spots in the Royal Rumble. Like they'll have Santino with the snake or something like that. They always have these spots. Cool beans. Um, and speaking of spots, Javon Evans has now taken the Kofi Kingston jump everywhere spot.
Yeah.
Um, After Mr. Iguana, you had Trick Williams. Trick, they love Trick. Everyone loved Trick. Then you had Cody Rhodes, El Grande Americano, and then right after, original Grande Americano, Chad Gable,
Hilarious.
which was hilarious. They did the Spider-Man.
Dog, that's exactly what me and my wife said. They was like, they just both pulled off the Spider-Man thing.
Then making his WWE debut, Powerhouse Hobbs, whose new name is now Royce Keys. Austin Theory was number 15. Bronson Reed was 16. So the judgment, I mean not the judgment day, the division is kind of shaping up.
Mm-hmm.
Now Dragunov was number 17. La Parka was number 18. Dragon Lee was number 19. Now, let me just say this. From 17 to 19, I could have put some different people in there. Finn Balor could have been in there. Carmelo Hayes could have been in there.
Mm-hmm.
Could have put some other. I could think of other people. But then we get to number 20, and business started to pick up a little bit. You get Logan Paul from the Vision. So the Vision is in there now, minus Braun Breaker.
Uh-huh.
Then L.A. Knight. Yeah, he's in. Then you got Brock. Brock Lesnar coming out with the cornrows halfway.
Yo, my wife said the exact. She's like, when did Brock Lesnar get hair, and why does he have cornrows?
After that, The Miz comes out, and in between that time, Brock Lesnar, he never let down the accusations that he just is there to terrorize black wrestlers because he throws Obi out. Then Ray Phoenix comes out. That's another one that I was like, huh? Jey Uso, the Yeet Man. I'm not a Jey Uso hater, but I'm going to be real. We need the Usos back. Just the Usos. Not Jey Uso, not Jimmy Uso. Put them back together. If you're not going to give Jimmy a run at one of the single titles, then just put them back together. Now, I take it Jimmy can't be there because of the baby. Naomi's probably about to be due anytime soon. So that's probably why he hasn't been around.
Yep.
But then his cousin, and I got to say something about this, Roman Reigns. But then their next cousin, Jacob Fatu. Now, before Jacob came out, Roman came out, it was like, Jey Uso, let's run it back. Yeah. And then he hits Jey. Jacob come out, and then they double team. For some reason, Jey just forgot that Roman just hit him in the face, and he helped him out. I didn't get that part. He just forgot. Like he's loyal to the soil. Then Penta, then Randy Orton. I don't really think Randy Orton needed to be in the Royal Rumble, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Then you got Gunther, which really was about to piss people off. Because everybody, I think, once they heard Gunther's music, they said to themselves, I know everyone thought at some point when they heard his music, they said, this motherfucker better not win. Because if he does, he's on the roll. And J. Will, I just gave the whole 30 people. What was your thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble?
Okay. Intertwined as I say this, I'm going to be expressing some of my wife's thoughts about some of these people because my wife was thoroughly impressed actually with a lot of the AAA wrestlers. She actually liked Mr. Iguana. She didn't. Well, no. Let me reword it. She liked the luchadors as far as their them being characters are concerned. I don't think she really said anything about Ray Phoenix for real, because it's kind of quick for him. But she really enjoyed Mr. Iguana. She thought he was fucking hilarious. But like now, my opinion, surprises was seeing Brock come in. I genuinely yelled. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was thoroughly surprised for him to come out.
You didn't know he was.
No, I didn't. I had no clue.
Oh, well, see, again, see, Jay Will lives in a different world than the rest of us, everybody. Brock Lesnar announced on Pat McAfee he was coming back. He was going to be in the
Damn, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, we all knew.
I think that him coming back for it was going to be what was crazy. I was not expecting that, but again, didn't watch Pat McAfee. Um,
Or
to
SmackDown, apparently.
to your point, yeah, I missed SmackDown this week. To your point, there are certain people I was just like, dog, why are they in this match? Ilya Dragunov is one of those people for me. Not even like I don't. I've seen nothing about him that makes me the same way. Okay, bringing it to AEW, the way I feel about him is the same way I feel about Darby Allin. I
Oh, no,
can't.
okay. So we're going to end the show. Yep. It's been a great show. It's been a great show. It's been a great show. You know what? What was your grade for the Royal Rumble?
For the men's rumble, uh, honestly, A minus.
A minus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Tell them where they can find you at J Will.
You can find me on Facebook at J Will, JAYWIL1L. And you can find me on Instagram at _Pharaoh_Will with 1L underscore.
It's been a long day. He needs a snicker. Um, somebody get him a snicker. Somebody get him a snicker. I'm,
Listen,
I'm gonna rate it a C.
see, I wanted after I realized that Roman was in Roman was I was like, yeah, when it was down to the final four, I was like, yeah, Roman's winning.
I thought Logan Paul was gonna win.
I'd have been sick.
Before.
I'd have quit.
I called Roman winning the whole thing, but I thought Logan Paul was gonna win when it got to the four.
I would be hurt. I would be pissed.
Shoot, I wouldn't have been. That you talking about you can dislike Logan Paul all you want, but we're talking about WrestleMania matches. You have to consider the names also and what their weight is to the business.
I
Logan
agree.
Paul at this point could be a WrestleMania headliner.
I agree with you. When I would do my short that he won, you'd see me throwing my phone across the room if he had won.
Yeah. I feel you as far as not liking him though. That means he's doing his job.
No, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, that
As I was talking to my wife about it, him and the Miz are perfect people to forever be villains, forever. The same way that Rey Mysterio is perfectly going to be a hero forever, them two are going to be villains forever in my mind. I don't see nothing sympathetic about them. Also, I'm sorry, I do got to say this. Gunther coming out at 30 and possibly winning with the limp and all that stuff, that would have been bad for him to win.
Why?
Because he's already been played up as this villain. He will be a sympathetic figure for him to win while
No,
he's
Jay Will. No, he would not have.
I think so.
No, he would not have. I'm telling you, no, he would not have, Jay Will. I'm sorry. I have to put my foot down. You've been saying some ridiculous things for the last 5 minutes. That is ridiculous.
Okay.
If he would have came in at 30, you thought they would have looked at him sympathetic because he limped?
Yes, with the limp, yes.
No one would have looked at him like that, Jay Will.
Okay.
Nobody in the world, not even his own wife, would have looked at him sympathetic. Nobody would have had any sympathy. He just retired AJ Styles. You think anybody would have had sympathy for him? He retired AJ and John Cena. So, my name is Hollywood Mike T. You can find me. I give it a C at best. This Rumble wrote the right person, I think, won, but it wasn't. It didn't do anything for me. Obi looked great. That's the saving grace. But I think it was too many people in there that we knew weren't going to win. Like there's in the Royal Rumble, there's 30 people. About I want to say a good number to have is maybe like 22 people in there that have a chance to win, or they have an interesting storyline intertwined with each other that you could put in there. There was people in there like America Grande, America El Grande
El
Americano,
Grande Americano.
whatever his name is. Having two of them in there, and they really
Funny.
don't have any storyline within WWE right now. Having La Parker in there, Dragon Lee in there, Ray Phoenix in there, and they really not really in a big storyline either.
No.
I think you should have like 22 people in there that have story. At least when I say at least 22, because you can have a whole 30 with that intertwines and that builds towards WrestleMania. Right now, the only thing that built towards WrestleMania is Roman. We have no clue what Gunther's going to do. We have no clue what Logan Paul's going to do. I'm sorry, Cody and Drew, because Drew kicked Cody and he got him out. You know,
Yeah.
so we only have two matches really going into to the WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble was usually the kickoff for WrestleMania season. So I think they could have did a better job at that. But again,
Yep.
Coach Drip underscore Mike T on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Michael Turner on Facebook. You can find the Facebook group in the Four Corners of Wrestling group on Facebook. Each and every Monday we're here. Hey man, we just hit over 1,000 subs. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you're new to this, stay true to this. Thank you for viewing this. And listen, man, I don't do the old slogans that they do. Foes up, quads down. You already know what time it is, man. We out of here. Count.